What's going on, you guys? Okay, so today we have the comparison between the X100 Ultra Vivo and the Galaxy S24 Ultra. These are last year's phones. Now, the Vivo X200 Ultra is about to come out. The Galaxy S25 is out already. So these are last year's phones. Um, these are both flagship devices, flagship level devices. I've used both of these phones as my daily drivers for about the last year. So I've got a pretty good feel of the quirks and what these things do. So let's um let's break it down. And if you guys are shopping for a flagship phone, last year's phone, but you don't want to pay the full prices this year, the I think the Samsung's like $14.99 for the S25 Ultra's garbage they're doing. So let's talk about it. Let's compare these two. Okay, so first let's go ahead and let's do the unboxing. And this is, you guys already see. So for price, okay, the S24 Ultra right now you can get for around 900 bucks, and the Vivo X100 Ultra you can get for around 900 bucks. Okay, so it's about even. Vivo's a little bit harder to get rid of. Vivo, you can't, you can't trade in you can't trade in here. The S24 you can trade in, you can do all the stuff. So you're gonna have to resell the Vivo yourself. So just keep that in mind. So the price is about even. So let's go ahead. What I would do is I would go to GizTop for the X100 Ultra. I go to GizTop for all of the phones that I import. And then I would go to eBay for the Galaxy S24 Ultra, and I would look for someone that's got 99% plus reviews. That's kind of how I would grab these phones right now if you wanted to grab them. So let's do the unboxing. So you guys spend the money, you get your S24 Ultra in the mail, and what do we get? You go, I am so excited. Let me get my S24 Ultra. Right here, you get this little box. Open it up. Books. Get a cable in here. I don't have the cable here, but you get a little Type C to Type C cable, and you got your phone. You get nothing. It's a garbage unboxing. It's garbage that they've been doing this, and it's garbage that it's these little details start to fall by the wayside now. So these, Samsung understands everybody opens the box and throws it, either throws it away or throws it somewhere in a shoebox or in a closet somewhere. I get all that. But come on, it's a whole experience. I'm paying, when I bought this phone new, it was 1,200 bucks, 12.99, whatever. I'm paying for the full experience. Let me get a good experience, right? From start to finish, let me get a good experience, okay? But they don't have to. They know the phones sell. Obviously, they know the phones sell because they're making these smaller and smaller, so they don't care, and they don't have to care. So there's your Samsung S24 Ultra, and then you get your Vivo X100 Ultra. You get a bigger box right here. Open it up. You got your phone right here, Vivo X100 Ultra. Pardon the throat clearing, guys. I think I'm coming down with some. I just started feeling a little sick yesterday. So got your phone right here. I got to get these wiped down. I'm kind of excited to do this review because I've been legitimately using both these phones for an extended period of time. Then underneath your phone, we're not done yet. We're not done now. You can get new for about the same price, both these phones. Keep that in mind right now. You get a little case. Nothing special, but you know what? I've been using this case on it all year long. I've been using this case on this phone all year long. So you get a case, get your SIM injection tool, get little books. Then here, you get a charger. This is a 80-watt flash charge from Vivo. And I didn't bundle the cable up because I want to strangle myself when I try to fit the cables back in. But you also get a cable to go with your 80-watt flash charge charger, okay? So that's what you get in the Vivo box. So for the unboxing, the Vivo cleans them up. There's no comparison. The Vivo X100 Ultra definitely wins the unboxing. I'm going to crank the brightness up on both these phones. Okay. So let's go through the specs a little bit here. Okay. So again, the price right now is going to be about even. All right. The price is about 900 bucks for both of these right now. Screen size. S24 Ultra has got a 6.82 screen. Vivo X100 Ultra has got a 6.78 inch screen. For me, the winner on this is easily the S24 Ultra. I love, this is going to be a personal preference, I love the flat square display. This is my favorite display right now, and I'm kind of, I like this look so much that I'm hesitant to upgrade to the S25 Ultra because I don't like the curved. I don't like that they curve the ends now. I like the square, flat look. So for me, for the screen size, the S24 Ultra is the definite winner. Okay. Now, as far as the display goes, I've said this in some of these other videos. For some reason or another, I like the displays on the Chinese phones better. There's something crisp about them. There's something crisp about uh, how they look. So let's see if we can get the settings going here. So here's your screen resolution. So for screen resolution, you have HD plus for the S24 Ultra, FHD, and Quad HD plus. And for the Vivo, you've got UHD and HD. Okay, so I've got it. I've got the Vivo set to UHD, and I've got the S24 set to QHD. So you guys can see the difference in how the two screens even look here. And let's see here. Here's your screen mode. Right? And you've got standard, professional, and bright for the Vivo. I've got it set to standard. I actually like the bright more. And then for S24 Ultra, you've got natural and vivid. I definitely like the vivid more. I like the colors popping out more. So for me, for the screen, both of these screens are fantastic. I'm going to give it to the Vivo X100 Ultra just because it's a little more poppy. It's a little like crisp. I don't know what they're doing to their screens, but it looks a little more crisp, a little more vivid, even when all the settings are the same. Okay, that's my personal opinion. Your guys' opinion may vary. All right. For the weight, okay, for the weight, the S24 Ultra is 233 grams, 8.18 ounces. The Vivo is 229 grams, 8.08 ounces. Okay, so you guys, I don't know if you're buying 8 ounces, you're probably buying one. So go ahead and go in your nightstand like we do in every video. Give yourself a weigh in the hand, times that by 8, and you're going to have about what these phones weigh. There's no winner. They weigh about the same. In the hand, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this, the S24 Ultra feels a little heavier, but I think, well, and it is a tiny bit heavier, 233 grams to 229 grams. But I'm going to say that this is mostly perception because the S24 Ultra looks bigger. It looks like a bigger phone, so it's going to feel heavier and feel bigger, okay? So battery, 5,000 mAh, 5,500, all right? Both are going to get you there. But a year on using both of these phones, I will say that I've been using both these phones daily, and I will say that the S24 Ultra battery is starting to get really kind of crappy. I've switched off of my live screensavers and all that. It's actually I haven't messed with it too much, but it's getting worse, and it's getting significantly worse to where I'm having to charge the phone multiple times a day. I'm not saying it's dying, but it's just, when you first get a phone and you guys grab it, you don't have to worry about it. You'll look at the phone at the end of the night and you'll go, okay, whatever, 20% left, whatever. The S24 Ultra, I'm having to watch it now because the battery's draining and I'm having to charge it more often. And so this is a year on. A year on, the Vivo has gotten a little bit less. The battery's gotten a little bit less, but not, I haven't noticed as much degradation. And the other thing is it takes, with this fast charger, it takes 20 to 30 minutes to charge this phone. It's going to take a little bit longer with the Samsung charger to charge this phone. And you can use the 60-watt charger, the 80-watt flash charge on this Samsung S24 Ultra, but it's still not going to charge it faster. It's still going to take what it takes. So the benefit on this, I would say the battery's the winner. The Vivo is the winner for the battery. And I'd also say the benefit on the Vivo is that you can charge it up pretty quick. I plug this phone in and I go shower, I go do my thing. I come out and it's about 70%. It's almost, and then I leave to go throw my clothes on. I come back and it's fully charged. So I would say for the battery, the Vivo definitely takes it. Okay. Okay, the biometrics. So let's see. For the biometrics here, let's check out what we're working with. You got fingerprint, face for the Vivo. For the S24 Ultra, you got face and fingerprints. You got smart unlock for the Vivo. So here's what I'll say. I'll say that the face unlock and the fingerprint is both better on the Vivo. Look how smooth that transition is. It just gets me right in. See how much? See how there's a pause, lock, and then in, right? Lock, and then I'm in. Still quick, still super quick. But you guys see that? There's a lock, and then I'm in. Boom. The Vivo, I'm just in. It's like it's so smooth. You guys notice that? Right? You guys see that? So I would say the Vivo and then the fingerprint. Vivo gets me right in. So does the Samsung. But it does, the Samsung S24 Ultra does mess up a little bit more often. I will definitely say the biometrics, if you're not using both of these, you may not notice. I actually do get frustrated sometimes with the Samsung biometrics. I will say the Vivo definitely has the better biometrics. Okay, for the sound, let's go ahead and do a quick comparison here. I don't know what we're listening to today. Oh, their new Morgan Wallen song out. I know Chelsea's going to be all over that. Now we're going to do. I've been on this this slang editorial.
You always seem so brave before. What else in coins? Whether in New York or in Compton, California, I come correct 20.
Okay. Let's go. You guys ready? So, Vivo X100 Ultra, full loud.
Silver spoon in my mouth, it had cake. My rap birthday debut song was Ice Bait. Read it like a novel. Drawing a Capricorns. Striving, my guns mean.
Full loud S24 Ultra.
Outfits in a mic check. One derby. Cappuccino the Great. Sitting at the table where the Gambinos ate. Building. Wu-Tang Clan concentrate. Bounce on the track.
Vivo X100 Ultra.
Dollars and coins. Whether in New York or in Compton, California, I come correct. 22 outfits in a mic check. One derby. Cappuccino the Great. Sitting at the table where the Gambinos ate.
S24 Ultra.
Cracking like a safe. My swingers editorial, explicit material. Briefcase show, live and stereo flow. Feel me, daughter realty. Set the black people free. Killer bees got the best me. I drip through the.
Okay, so here's my opinion. I think that the S24 Ultra sounds more crisp and sounds more clear. I think the Vivo X100 Ultra sounds deeper, more deeper sound, but a little bit more muffled than the S24 Ultra. What I will say, as far as the Bluetooth, both of these are going to get you there. I've walked all the way across the gym with both of these phones and no problems. Both of these are flagship level. Bluetooth connectivity is not going to fail you on either of them. So you guys are going to be good to go on both these phones. If you have both these phones in front of you, I think the S24 Ultra has a better sound. But if you don't have these phones in front of you to compare, you're not going to notice a difference. You're going to be fine with either one of them. The winner for me for the sound is the S24 Ultra. But realistically, the sound is fantastic on both of them, okay? Whoa. Okay. Now, the camera. Let's go through the camera a little bit. Here we go. So I'm going to throw some pictures up to compare. Let me give you a spoiler. The Vivo wins on camera, hands down. This is the reason you get this phone, is the camera. And I get very frustrated with Samsung and Apple because it's like they make a fantastic phone, but compared to some of these other Chinese phones, the cameras are just so basic. The pictures they take are so basic. And I get it. I get the strategy for Apple and Samsung. You want to make a product that the masses are going to buy. Most of the masses aren't going to care. They're going to want a full-fledged product that's the best of its kind, right? So just because this Vivo has a much better camera than the Samsung S24 Ultra, most people are not going to go out and buy the Vivo because of all the other reasons to buy Samsung. And also, not a lot of other people know Vivo, trust Vivo to go out and drop money, right? And the programs to get a Samsung. I mean, look, nobody's actually spending $1,400 on the Samsung, right? People are trading their phones in and spending 600, 500, whatever. This Vivo, you got to go out and get. So, what I wish, what I say this, and Chelsea says this too, is our iPhones and the Samsung make me look too real. Like they take a picture and there's no color in it. There's no vividness to it. It looks fine. It looks good. It looks real. But this Vivo camera makes me look good. It brushes me up. It cleans me up a little bit. It makes me look nice, clean, Instagram ready. I don't know if you guys like that. I personally love it. I absolutely love it. Whenever we go somewhere and I know I'm going to have to take pictures that I'm going to have to use, I always bring this Vivo. I don't even think about the Samsung. The frustrating part is I've got both these phones on mobile data, different. I got Mint Mobile and I got T-Mobile on the S24, and I got Mint Mobile on the Vivo, and my work texts come into my T-Mobile phone. So a lot of times I'm having to take this anyway with me. But like if we go out traveling somewhere and we go out to dinner or somewhere cute on a date, I'm grabbing this Vivo because it's doing everything that the S24 is doing, except it's got a way better camera. It truly does, and it makes us look so good. Makes me and Chelsea look so good. Now, Chelsea already looks good without the camera. No matter what camera, she's beautiful. But it definitely cleans me up so that I look like, I'm on par. So the Vivo definitely wins in the camera wars for these phones. Let's go through the settings real quick, what we have for the camera. So for the Vivo, you got photo, video, cinematic portrait, night, you got snapshot, okay? And you've got, for more, you got high resolution, panoramic, ultra HD, slow-mo, time-lapse, long exposure, super moon, stage, astro. You guys remember the moon gate or whatever it was called with Samsung for the super moon, where they used to where they would adjust the moon. You take a picture of the moon, they adjust it internally and give you a much clearer picture. Stage, astro. Here's landscaping and architecture, pro mode, micro movie, food, underwater, 3D camera, scan, multi-camera, live photo. Okay. And then for the S24 Ultra, I can't get this screen saver. It's a screen clean. For the S24 Ultra, for the cameras, you got portrait, photo, video. You got more. You got expert raw. In your expert raw, this is for all you photo nerds out there. Turn on location tags. Here's what you got. You got focus, WB, focus, EV. You guys will know what this is way more than me. Speed, ISO. Okay. So you've got pro mode, expert raw, pro video, night, food, panorama, slow motion, hyperlapse, portrait video, dual record, and single take. Okay. So if you guys are getting either of these phones as your number one phone, you're going to be fine. These are both flagship level phones. But I'm telling you right now, the camera on the Vivo is the winner for this phone, okay? So, okay, for the day-to-day, there's a lot of customization on both. So if we want to go and just check out real quick what we have in the settings, like wallpaper, you've got wallpapers. Change wallpapers. You got featured on your S24 Ultra. You can choose from your gallery. You can create them with AI now, right? So you can generate a surreal lamp made of flowers and shades of pink and purple. But you can choose, right? You can't just talk into it and pick or whatever. You can choose. So you see, I can change out lamp. I can change out flowers and pink and purple. So I can make a castle, a surreal castle made of burlap in shades of green and teal. And it's real good at doing that, but it's got them preloaded in there. So it knows what it's working on, okay? So you've got all this fun stuff. You've got the same, that's pretty cool. right? Pretty sweet. So all this AI stuff, what I use AI for is I use this all the time is to pick the photos, to pick things out of a total photo. I use that all the time for my AI features. And then for the Vivo, for the Vivo, you've got a bunch of wallpapers, you've got themes, right? System style, right? You've got your always on display. Both have always on display. Now, here's what you're going to run into for the fun stuff, okay? So when I go in, featured, whatever, when I go in to set my wallpapers, right? I can get more wallpapers and go into Galaxy Themes, the Samsung store, and get my wallpapers, right? They're free. There's icons. There's always on displays, themes you can get, okay? On the Vivo, you're going to have a much harder time. You can do all these things, but look, it takes you to the store, right? It takes you to the store, but unless you're set up, like, how are you going to pay for it? What are you going to pay for? Unless you guys get set up with the Vivo account, with your wallet, with whatever. It's like, I'm not set up for this. I'm not set up to pay in yen or whatever the hell it is. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just not. So this is free. So I'll snag that one up. But these are all free. But if it costs, like this live wallpaper, purchase now. And then how do I purchase? You got to sign into your Vivo account. So both of these phones have a lot of customization. I love the kinetic wallpapers on the Vivo. So this is a wallpaper that's going to set you, and it's going to start counting your steps, and it's going to change based on the steps that you take. So by the time you complete your 30,000 steps, the wallpaper will be in a different location than it was. I love these wallpapers. You've got AI Painter here. You can talk into it. You can create. I love this, right? So it's like you can. Well, now I got to sign into Generate. I didn't used to have to sign into Generate. That's for AI Painter. I didn't used to have to sign into Generate, Now I do. So, but you can. Yeah, I used to be able to just create these. So now I can't. So now they want you to sign in. But see, it used to be that you can just go in and create these images. Now you got to sign into your Vivo account. So it's tougher. It's just tougher here in the US because you've got to make a Vivo account. You've got to do all this stuff. It's not as seamless here, right? So that's just my kind of take on these phones is so the wow factor when you walk around day to day, it's better on the Vivo, right? Most people don't, haven't seen this phone, don't have this phone. A lot of us have the Samsungs. They haven't changed this style in a couple of years, and they're not going to. So the wow factor is for the Vivo. Definitely, I get asked about this phone more. But the use cases it's definitely it's a bit harder to use here in the US, and it's harder to get all the fun options unless you sign up for the Vivo account and unless you get your payments all set up. And then I don't know how comfortable people feel, giving their information to Vivo and giving their payment information to China and to Vivo. So that's something you definitely are going to have to think about. For me, I have enough here on the Vivo that I set the wallpapers and I do what I want to do. And they come out with new stuff. Like they just came out with these super wallpapers, like the Xiaomi's have. They just came out with these in the last update or whatever. So I've got one of these set. So that's cool. I've got enough here for me. But for you guys, if you guys are buying a flagship phone and you're spending your money, your hard-earned cash, that's something to consider. Is how much do you want to set up on the Vivo? Do you want to give your payment information to the Chinese? How much do you want to do any of that? Okay. So can you work on these phones? Can you get your work done on both these phones? The answer is yes. My absolute biggest gripe, I said this in the review for the Vivo, my absolute biggest gripe with the Vivo was the sporadic lock screen notifications that we'd get. Now with this new update, I'm getting more of them, and you get the real icons. With the Vivo, you get the real icons. You guys see with the Samsung, you get the regular icons, but they are very sporadic. Okay, and again, what people do is they go in the comments and they go, "Have you tried this? Have you tried this? Have you tried this?" I have tried I've watched the videos on this, on how to set up your notifications. All my notifications come in. They come in except specifically on the always on display when my screen is locked. Now, sometimes they'll come in, sometimes they won't. Everything's turned on. All the permissions are turned on. The battery settings are set to high power, all of that. And still, I'm unable to get them to come in consistently on the always on display and on the lock screen. And to me, as petty and as stupid as this sounds, this makes the phone very difficult to work on because I'm in sales. So when my notifications come in, when stuff comes in, I need to be on it. And even if I don't need to be on it, it's my job. It's how I get paid. So I feel like I should be on it. Okay. And I don't know how you guys feel. If your boss is getting to you and you guys have that mental where I need to receive the notification as it comes in. I have that. I don't know if you guys have that. If you guys might be cool with having a delay by 30 minutes or an hour on your notifications. You might like that. You might not want to talk to anyone. For me, that's my biggest gripe with this phone is I haven't been able to get the always on display and the lock screen notifications to come on. They have been sporadic. They've gotten better with the last update, but they're still sporadic on the Vivo. So, going back for the day to day, the customization, the Samsung S24 is going to win for me here in the US just because of how easy it is to get to the Samsung store and get new features and new options and all that. For work, the Samsung is going to win. Oh, and let's not forget, lest we forget, S24 Ultra has got the S Pen. So if you guys are into this, if you guys use this, I do use this, okay? If you feel like you're more efficient with the S Pen, the work mode, the S24 has already won this category. The S24 is better to work on than the Vivo. And if not for anything else, the sporadic always on display notifications. The S Pen puts it into a different category. I know S Pen is very divided. Some people go, it's gimmicky, whatever. I don't use it. I love it. I use it. Okay. I take notes with it. I use these on-screen options. I screen write, I love it. I personally love it. I use it. I don't want them to get rid of it. Samsung, please do not get rid of it. They haven't yet, so I'm assuming they won't. So for me, this is another extra option. Is you have a stylus on this phone that's inside the phone. That's one of the best features of the S24. I love it, and I've loved it since the Note. And obviously, if you guys don't care about the pen, you're gonna smirk at this and scoff at this. If you guys like the pen, you guys already know. So as far as calls and texts, everything comes in on both these phones. I have this on Mint Mobile, and I have this S24 Ultra on T-Mobile. Both of these come in fine. Texts work, phone calls work, Wi-Fi works, Bluetooth works, everything works. Just keep in mind this has nothing to do with the phones, but Mint Mobile runs on the T-Mobile network. So when T-Mobile it gets high powered, when it's rush hour, they're gonna throttle the Mint Mobile customers first to get the T-Mobile customers better service and speed. But that doesn't matter in what we're talking about. So for work mode, both of these guys were great, but I would say the S24 Ultra is the winner here because of the notifications, that come in. So overall, let's get an overall feel here. Overall, it's very difficult. These are both flagship level phones. These phones are both going to do what you want them to do. It's going to come down to a preference. Now, most of these reviews are going to go to the same way when you compare a phone that you can get in the US with a phone that you can't get in the US. It's going to be hard for me to give the win to the Vivo because of the support you have for the Samsung, because of the trades in you can do. Because if you're Samsung, if something breaks, you can go in the T-Mobile store, the Verizon store, whatever store, show it to them and get it figured out. You guys get this Vivo in the US shipped from overseas and the screen breaks, what are you going to do? I mean, it's you can fix it, you can get another one, but it's like it's much harder to deal with. You have to really want it. And you have to really be an enthusiast to be comfortable getting this phone over here. But once you do, like I said, I've been using this as my daily driver for the last year. I've personally had no problems with it. I get these Chinese phones imported all the time. I don't have problems with them. I usually don't take advantage of the T-Mobile and carrier deals for the Samsungs and Apples anyway. I either buy them straight from the website or I just buy them straight out. So for me personally, I have had no issues importing these phones. I've had no issues, and if the notifications were I could trust on this Vivo, I'd be using this as my daily driver. But I understand that the normal consumer that doesn't have two phones, it's got one phone, is going to be a lot more concerned with the usability here in the US. So the bottom line, my bottom line is I wish I want to tell you guys, go get this Vivo X100 Ultra. This phone is still, now these new phones are going to come out. The X200 Ultra is going to come out. So I will be getting that phone next month. So if you guys are ballers, just wait and get the X200 Ultra. This phone, this Vivo still has, it's got a fantastic camera. Maybe still the best camera. Now, people are going to want to argue with me about that. Maybe still the best camera here in the US, okay, that you can get is this Vivo X100 Ultra. But functionality, okay, I know that people are going to be stressed that they can't trade their phone in. They got to buy this phone outright. If this is $900, you got to spend the 900. If this is, if this phone is, $1,000, you might be able to trade your last phone in for it and then get a trade-in deal on Samsung or whatever. I want to tell you guys, if you guys have the disposable income, which I know $1,000 disposable income is a lot of money, go get this Vivo. Try something new. Go get a different phone. If you guys aren't like hypercritical about getting every single notification the second it comes in, and don't let me steer you off of it. I'm still getting all my notifications on this Vivo, and everything else, it does just fine. If you guys don't need the pen, and if you guys want a badass camera, I would say go get this Vivo. But in the US, I understand that the bottom line is this. Most people are going to get this S24 Ultra, okay? Most people are going to get this S24 Ultra because it's easier to deal with, it's easier to trade in, it's easier to maintain here, okay? So for me, for that reason, the S24 Ultra is the winner overall, but man, is it tough. Is it tough? I love this phone. I love this Vivo. Chelsea is getting mad at me for thinking about getting rid of it because she loves the camera. I truly have fallen in love with this phone. It pains me to say that this phone is better, but the numbers aren't the full story just because of the accessibility of the product here in the US. And unfortunately, that is going to be a deal breaker for a lot of people on these phones. So there you go. That is my comparison of the S24 Ultra versus the Vivo X100 Ultra. I thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to be back with some more videos. Thanks, guys. Later. Oh, and lest I forget, if you guys watched my last video, this is jokey, but with the Vivo, I can do this, baby. Let's go. I know that's jokey, guys. I know that's jokey. Just kidding around.